at
Thanks.
5:09.
5:09.
5:09. We do have a quorum, and I believe we're in compliance.
Yep.
Excellent. I invite you to stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. No public comment. And we did not have any questions asked at the last meeting. I'm not aware of any respondents.
Nope. Okay.
So if you could take a look at minutes from last month.
The updated copy that I didn't even have time to send to you all, Evelyn was in the room last month, so she is on the library staff present.
But I believe Becky and Brittany were not. Is that correct?
I wasn't here last month.
Oh, see, and I couldn't even remember
Yeah.
that well. All right.
And Brittany was, I had in my notes, Brittany wasn't either.
Okay. Apologize, Galen. I usually have that written down better.
Not a problem. I could have caught it as well.
Okay. Other than attendance, was there any?
Oh,
No, we're just talking about them.
Okay. Yeah.
You're on pages 2 and following. Questions, updates, concerns? Yes, Paula.
I would just add at the end that it was not mentioned that you thanked Brian and for his time on the board.
I noticed that that was missing too.
Yes.
Did you hear that, Galen?
yeah, I heard something about the resignation from the board.
We thanked Brian for his service on the board.
Oh, sure. That should be in there as well. Yeah, I'll take a look back at that and make sure I get that in there. Sorry I missed that.
Thank you.
Galen, could you also add a time that we
Adjourned?
meeting? Yes, please.
Sure. Sorry about missing that. I'll get that as well.
I have 6:29. My notes.
What's that? 6:29, Galen.
All right. And yeah, I'll get that turned out by a little bit after this evening. But yeah, I will get those updates. And thank you for attention to detail.
Thank you, Galen. So I can entertain a motion to approve as corrected, or if you prefer, someone can suggest that we just leave it to approve next time, whatever.
I make a motion to approve.
All right, Mark Peterson, motions to approve as corrected, Galen. Do we have a second?
I would make that second.
Second by Christy. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say no. Motion is carried. All right, treasurer's report.
Okay, I did not get an updated one from Bruce, but I did put the one from last month in here again in case we want to talk about financials when it comes to the building project.
Okay.
So it looks exactly the same as last month, so whatever we spent in a month, but
Which this is. I didn't notice that there was actually a mistake in that one.
oh,
Let's see it was the Gibson Memorials section. So if you go to page 9 where it's got Gibson Memorials, the starting balance here shows 13,401, but on the first page it shows starting balance of 12,301.
oh,
So the $600 that was deposited is actually added into that 14,001 twice.
Oh.
okay,
Jeez.
yeah.
Good catch.
So it's actually just 13,401
So that, yeah, so I think I'm pretty sure
Okay.
that the front page balances
is
are correct.
correct. Okay.
The details is,
Well, you know what? You can find out for sure when you become the new treasurer.
well, yeah, well, I was looking at that and I actually emailed Bruce and he's like, well, you're probably right. Because he was in Germany, so, well, he's like, I can't check it, but you're probably right.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you for catching that.
All right.
That's to be aware of.
Yep.
Very not as presented. All right, let's move on to the director's report, please.
So we had class visits on Monday and Tuesday, and we saw every single grade. Very excited about summer. So yeah, that was fun. That was a lot. We're gonna run the summer reading program a little differently. So this is what used to be the Heindel program. So they used to, get a sheet and read for a certain amount of time and then come in and get a free book. And we have expanded that. So we are going to have a little store. So you read for a certain amount of time, or there's also like activities like go for a walk with your dad or pick up trash in the park or, like good community things. And they will get library bucks for those activities, and then they can spend the library bucks at the library store. And the library store is so cool. It's all sorts of like dinosaur themed, everything you can think of. So I think the kids seem excited about it. We're excited about it. So now my only concern is that all the kids that want to play, I hope their parents will bring them here this summer. That's my big concern. But anyway, so that's the new thing. The summer kickoff is the last day of summer school, which is Thursday, June 25th. We're going from 10:30 to 2:30. We're doing it here so that hopefully people will check out books while they're at the carnival. And Mr. Peterson's going to be in this room with his bugs. So we're excited. And there'll be ice cream. And then the TAP kids are doing face painting and games and stuff outside.
No ice cream.
Cool.
You don't play good.
You want to let the little buggers eat some? We could give them a dollar. We are still looking for it. So we want the summer school kids to be bussed over. And they can't do that unless a teacher is willing to go with them. And so we're still looking for a teacher to bring the school kids over. So if anybody works at the school and wants to start asking teachers to...
Spoke with Kristen about that.
Oh.
And it's just in terms of like
Yeah.
Kristen is going to be here for ice cream. So
Right.
there's
That's right.
conflicting things.
Yeah.
Technically, if I'm here with my stuff, I'm not able to
Right.
be. So we did. If somebody was unaffiliated with it,
Programming. All right, so I have a couple people I can call, but if anybody else knows, it just has to be someone with a teaching license, right? Too, like it could be a sub, right?
that so much will go for them.
Okay.
I would suggest that just an administrator just say, summer day, bring more to the library. Go for it. How busy are they? So.
And go.
All
Yeah.
right. I have a whole new route to take now, so that's good.
Is it too? I'm sure plenty of timing and planning went into the timing here, but summer school's not actually done until like an hour later. Is there?
They were going to come at noon and then take everybody back. So they were going to come like do the
Start
there.
there.
Yeah, just for anybody else.
Okay.
So yeah, so they were going to have lunch first and then come over.
Can I ask a paranoid question?
Sure.
And maybe Evelyn, would you? So Ella got the handout in the goodie bag. I swear the handout said it was at the armory.
Ooh. I will try to double.
I don't know if Linda has them, those little goodie bags you guys were handing
Yeah.
out. I think it said it was at the armory.
All right, we will figure it out. And if it does, we will amend everything new and we'll put a big sign out in front of the armory that day that says.
Or maybe the school could send
maybe
out
the
an
school can
email.
Send out an email. Okay.
So I didn't know if Linda had those handy. If we could verify. I don't know if
Go check.
I'm not trying to kick you out. I just.
Well, there might be one in one of those bags, Evelyn. Do you want to see if there's one in one of those bags?
Because I remember thinking, oh, where it always is. And now maybe I'm confusing it with the Nerf gun outing.
Right, because last summer the carnival was down at the park too, so they were updating it. It would say the pavilion instead of the.
So maybe just put my mind at ease that I misread.
It would be a big sheet of paper, I think.
Oh,
The full-size one, I think.
Full size one, yeah. Yeah.
summer reading kickoff at the Phillips Public Library.
Oh,
Good, I misread.
all right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See it
by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, so I was
There's
reading over
Nerf gun.
there. I was looking at the Nerf gun there. Thank you.
Okay,
You. Crisis averted.
So in your first line there, kids are excited about the SLP. And then the next one is running the summer reading program.
yes.
What's SLP?
So the SLP is the summer library program, which includes everything. And then the summer reading program, it starts June 8th, and that's the Read for Prizes program. So they're kind of all the same thing.
I just didn't.
Yes,
Reading it wrong.
no, and I will use them interchangeably to make it completely impossible to follow what I'm talking about too, because but technically, it used to be the Heindel program, and that made it easier, but then,
That's going good.
yeah.
Sponsored it for.
And SLP is where my son lives in St. Louis Park. So.
It's the summer library program. All right, we're doing girls' night out again. We have these really cool little beaded bookmark things that we're giving out, and everybody will get a color changing cup. That is Thursday, June 18th. Mary and Linda are going to work on the garden out front because I do not have anybody who has been, and the friends are having a meeting right now. So maybe by the end of this meeting, I will have someone. But if anybody knows of anybody that likes to garden, it's not a huge amount of time. I think Jeannie used to come. Well, but I mean, it's a small-ish garden. She used to come once a week and just kind of look at it and then, water it if it hasn't rained. I don't know anything about gardening, so I'm happy that I have 2 staff members who are like, we can do it. And I was like, that's great. It will die if it's up to me. So yeah, so if you guys know of anybody, that'd be good. Okay, for goals, these are always there. We're getting there on policies, I think. I have a new updated quote, which you guys have seen for the building project, so we're getting there as well, I think. I'm really happy with my staff right now. They're working together really well, and I feel like the patrons are getting served really well, and it's been really nice. So that's good. My office was clean, and then it was dirty, and now it's somewhere in between. We did take a bunch of stuff over to the storage space. I promise I'm trying, you guys. It's a small little space. There's a lot. I think this Wapple thing, if it's okay with you guys, I'm just gonna take it off and move it to 2027 because I did not have the energy to do it this spring, and I'm not going to do it at WLA. And yeah, so if you guys are okay with that, I'm just gonna, or I can leave it and it'll just sit there and it'll whatever. Boundaries with members and staff. I think we had some good conversations that didn't veer off too much into the personal. That was good. Yeah. All right.
Any questions for Becky?
Yes, what is WAPL?
Oh, Wobble is the yearly conference for public libraries. And I thought that maybe I would do a presentation at Wobble, but I had a procedure last summer and I'm not, my energy level is not what I thought it was going to be. And so instead I sent my staff to Wobble this year. And they came back with some really great ideas. So that was good. So yeah, Wisconsin Association of Public Libraries. That's what it actually stands for.
Becky's being too modest. She donated a kidney
Yeah.
and that's requiring some recovery. So. Okay, any other questions for Becky? Very good. Staff meeting minutes are in your packet on page 13. Looks like everything was in order. We don't need to approve these, but it's there for your information. Feel free to ask a question or make a comment as desired.
So just under your youth services here, when you're talking about the summer reading kickoff and Catkins bringing over kittens and Mark having the bugs, I'm not so concerned because they're under glass. But will there be hand washing facilities for the kids when they're handling the cats?
Yes, so they'll have access to the sink in here and they'll have access to the bathrooms.
Okay, I didn't
So
know
we
if
should
it'd
be
be
good.
inside or if they'd be outside and they can have wipes or something.
Oh, we can have wipes outside. I think we're gonna try to do most of it outside as long as it's a nice day. And then if it's not a nice day, no, it's gonna be a nice day.
Would you like a big hand pump sanitizer thing? I think
Sure.
that.
Yeah, that would be great. Yes, but we can have wipes, we can have, I think I still have sanitizers left from the pandemic ages.
And I see you have Friday toddler time will continue through June. Is that to indicate there's going to be a break in July, or just this is what the next month holds?
Yes, so the plan is to do toddler time through June because summer school is running through June. But then in July, we're just going to do big family story times on Wednesdays
Okay.
because all of the kids will be off of school and out. So, yeah. So that is the plan.
And then, okay.
Good questions.
Another question, I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I
No,
am
this is a good time.
This
to
is
ask
good,
about
yes.
technical services B, under discuss when and how many books are reclassified as numbered.
Yes, and so then that's continued under director part C. So that's why, and I almost put it in both places, but I thought, okay, that's all right. So we are going to, so right now they're out there, we put a sticker on them and the sticker says the month that they came in. And we usually leave them for 3 months. And instead of grabbing them all at the end of that time, we're going to actually look at the shelf and assess whether or not we have books to replace them before we take them off, so that the new shelf isn't empty. Yeah. But my staff knows that if that's happening a lot, I want to know so that we can adjust our ordering, because I don't want them to be new forever. Like, that's not the point either.
But we don't
So-
want it to be empty either.
Exactly, so,
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
yep.
All right, next up is our circulation report. Pages 15 and 16. Becky, for policy, can you just give a heads up about what these different charts mean and what we're looking at here?
Thank you.
Sure. So IFLIS is the big system that is all 52 libraries, and we're all connected. We use the same CERC system, and we share patrons and that sort of thing. So that's the top one. The second one are the libraries in Price County. So we are the first line. This is way easier when it's in color, but so we're the first line. Park Falls is the second line, and then Ogama is the little line. And then I just show us on our own so that we can look at our stuff, and Phillips. And then on the back is the Overdrive information, and that is online resources. So that is ebooks and e-audiobooks. And those we don't get any credit for, but we like to see what's going on there. So again, I show IFLIS to see kind of what the whole system's doing. And then I show us and Park Falls. And yeah, they have a user up there that is just making all the numbers wonky, but they're not making my numbers wonky yet. So it's okay, I guess.
So this reflects, Paula, all items being checked out physically from the library. It could be puppets, games, toys, books, DVDs, anything that can be loaned to someone that has a barcode. So all of these items for each of these months, those records get saved so that we can compare how our circulation numbers, how our total checkouts compare through time. And that's important to us because our funding from county and from city is dependent on those numbers.
These are, when you come to the county, this is probably
Yeah.
a sheet to bring
Yeah.
in color. That would be-
Mhm.
Because you're always asking for.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
so thank you for that.
And these are ones that are checked out physically here. So like if I ordered a book from a different library and it's delivered here, we get the checkout credit. Where if other people order our supplies, we don't get credit.
But that goes to the county then. We do see that, don't we? When it
If
comes-
someone who lives outside of our county were to
Outside
come
the county.
into
Outside the
our
county.
library and check out our items from this location, then yes, we get to bill them separately.
They physically come in.
And I know Nick Turner has mentioned the administrator saying that we're just the holding bank, the county at that time. The money's come in and out and we don't, it doesn't. That doesn't,
Yeah.
that's what we think. Okay,
Right.
good.
It's not part of the budget.
Yeah.
Yes. Any other questions or comments about CERC? Okay. So I was looking at page 17, trying to place it without a heading, but I figured out what that is there.
Yeah, sorry, I know, me too.
Friends group is meeting currently. Anything we should know about that, Becky?
Nope, they'll let me know what they came up with.
I'm mostly talking about 4th of July parade and maybe getting.
Yeah, and maybe getting a gardener, that would be fantastic, yes.
And cat kids have been meeting regularly, I think.
They have been meeting regularly and they have a would you rather going for, well, it's been through this month, I think. So each week we have a new kid coming in and they have a little voting thing up at the front desk. So y'all should vote. They've had some good ones. One was, would you rather have a flower that blooms all the time or a tree with fruit on it that blooms all the time? And then the second one was, would you rather read your favorite book or watch your favorite movie? And the one out there right now is, would you rather watch a play or a musical? So yes, they are.
Rather.
But yes, but so yeah, they've been good. They're good.
So,
And-
so last month when I was here, that was what Emmett Knudsen spoke.
Yes,
Got it.
yep. And we have 2 members who are seniors, so we have them through the summer, and they're not here, so I can say this. Don't tell them. We're trying to plan like a surprise party for them.
Will this be later? Updates on that intern position?
Oh, we hired an intern. That probably should have been in the director's report. I apologize. We hired Emmett Knudsen to help us this summer. So he starts the week of the second week in June. So like 2 weeks from now.
Okay, great.
So we're excited.
Does he know that?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, as long as-
He's on our calendar and the other candidates know that they have been, that it's been offered.
Okay. Did you have a good response?
We had 4 applicants.
Okay.
And yeah, and it was really hard to pick. So yeah. Maybe we'll get it again sometime. That'd be good. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the update. I was curious too.
Yep.
All right, renovation program. That's what page 17 and following.
Yes. So this is a brand new quote for the actual shelving that I want over there because I talked to Linda and we got rid of a couple pieces of the shelving. And then there's a new type of shelving that apparently Henry didn't want to tell me about before now because they were installing it as like a test shelving in a couple other libraries. And it's turning out really, really good. And it'll still match what we have over in YA. So I should have given you guys the last quote as well, but this is significantly less than the last quote. And then I did give you his email kind of just to show you that. So yes, if we install it ourselves, there's a $4,000 savings. So the freight would still be $6,300. You all know how I feel about installing it ourselves, but again, we have kind of already decided that we are not going to have someone come in and help us remove the old stuff. So that is already on our shoulders, which is fine. I think we can handle that. There'll be some cost for disposal unless we can give it all to the new school forest program and have them have a big bonfire out back. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of joking. Okay. So yeah, so we'll have to get rid of that. Again, I think what we'll do is we'll just close for, I think we could do it depending on whether or not we're putting these together ourselves, we could close for a week or 2 weeks, pull all the books off the shelves. I think that we would literally just line them up in the other section of the library, like on the floor or something. We have a couple book carts. We could start with book carts, but yeah, right.
This is really labor intensive.
I am in favor of letting them put them up for us.
So where would they
Yes.
be if they bring them in off the truck and assemble them? Where do those go? Do we have to have everything cleared out ahead of time?
Yes.
Okay.
we would need to have everything cleared out ahead of time. So that they have the space to put it all up, and they'll be along the walls, and they'll be where the existing wall shelving is, they'll be on this wall, they'll be where they're pretty much this where everything is now, to be honest. The floor setup looks about the same as where we have it now,
Just this section.
just this section. Yes.
There's no shelves along the wall here?
Yes. Yes. So
Adding the
shelves along the wall here, then replacing the shelves along the wall there, but then the rows of the inner shelves are
Still
approximately
heading
where
the
they
same
are.
direction.
Well, for now, but they're all on wheels, so once we get them in here, we can put them wherever we want. But yes, for now, they are just set up to be there, and they're in groups, so there'll be like an aisle down the middle as well. Yeah, so the rolling ones, I think we are doing like 2 deep for each, and they're double-sided.
Question.
Yeah.
And this devil advocate here.
Hmm.
So if they set it up or whomever, their insurance covers any problems, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so if you have volunteers here working and something happens, what kind of insurance do we have in them?
We said if we can prove that everything was installed correctly, the insurance would probably hold up. Was the answer that I got. I was like, Henry, and he's like, I know, Becky, and I was like, okay, so
Maybe not so much the building of it, but maybe the hauling and lifting and everything, and I just don't, you know,
yeah,
it's always nice to have people volunteer.
right.
You don't want them to throw the back out or everyone come back, you know, that's
Yes.
what I'm looking at.
Well, if somebody's on the premises, and wouldn't that be covered just by our current liability
They're
policy?
just questions that come up in my head when I'm.
Yeah, we had asked similar questions about insurance.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm repeating, but.
No, you feel free to ask whatever you want. That's why you're here.
You get the new person discount.
Well, and they take everything that we don't use with them as well. Like I hadn't even thought about the removal of the trash, but I mean, like we're unpacking the pallets, and then we have all of those pallets, and then, you know, we're already dealing with getting rid of the old shelving. I know that it's a lot. I know that freight is $6,300. I know that that's a lot too. I know that Bruce is talking about trying to get somebody else to bring them up here.
But there's a thought, maybe Jen from You Create wouldn't mind having some pallets. I don't know, that's one of our projects,
Oh, that's true.
just throwing that out.
I'm sure if we wanted to keep the pallets, they would let us keep the pallets. But at that point,
Just one.
I know. But so
So my personal opinion here is that if we can raise money to pay for a chunk of these, because obviously we can't foot the bill for the whole thing, but if we can figure out how to pay for them a 10% charge to get them into the building and installed properly and troubleshooting and save us close down time, because I really don't want to be shut down for
right.
any longer than we absolutely have to be. I think that's worth the ticket price
Okay.
on those items.
Are there any
That's
grants out there?
Not for this.
Not at all?
I've tried to make the argument that the shelves would help accessibility by being shorter and lighter and easier to read. And that does not hold up against people who need an elevator. And I mean, I was able to write a door to get an automatic door because that's accessibility. But for shelving, no. There are grants for whole new buildings, but they don't want to replace your existing furniture for whatever reason.
Let's go for the building.
I did actually think that this morning, Christine.
I'm giving you a hard time.
And there is part of me that is not completely opposed to that, but I really, this isn't a huge amount of money. I mean, it's.
So for clarification, it's less than the prior quote.
Right.
It's shorter, physically shorter. Is that because you guys removed some, or is it because the new shelves?
It's a
have
little
less
bit of
parts.
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
So what we removed was we were going to get replacements for the 2 lower shelving units that house all the toys over there. And Linda says that she has a different idea for that section. So I said, so you don't want any like library, like bookshelves over there? And she said, no. And I said, okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
So it's the little one that has like the board books on it and
Sure.
yeah, so we aren't replacing those, but we are adding a whole wall of book shelving.
Okay.
And we are doing movie shelving over in the same spot. That's a little different. So,
So the price went down to 30,000 for just the
right,
equipment, and now with 10%, so it's a third of it is freight and installation.
Installation, but, yeah.
well, 40,000, so a quarter.
No, a third.
Well, because Well, f-
10,000.
freight delivery and installation is 10,000.
Right, but it's,
But the total equipment is 30.
I see what you mean, yeah,
So it's-
right.
Without shipping and handling,
right,
$30,000.
right,
Yeah, a third of that is 10,000.
right,
A third of a 30,000.
right.
Yeah.
But 2/3 of that is just getting it here. And again, I don't feasibly think that we're finding someone to get it here for us.
I don't even know how you'd go.
And we're,
I know.
and we're really into insurance.
Yeah.
They're not gonna replace things
So-
that are damaged.
I think Bruce's hope was that someone like Metasize or BW
Yeah.
was making a delivery nearby and had an empty truck they could bring back. But if they bring the empty truck back, then we're back to the position where we're installing it
Right.
because there won't
And
be,
unloading it.
and unloading, if there won't be technicians to do that.
I'm more worried about the unloading it and getting it from the curb into the building than I am the actual setup of the shelving, to be honest.
I agree with Jenny. For $4,000, that seems like a very good investment.
Yeah.
If we were to if we were able to get the fundraising kickstarted and such.
So how much do I need to raise before we can do this? Because we do technically have enough funds to cover it right now, just as a devil's advocate.
The problem is
We
that
do.
those board funds are not replaceable.
Easily.
Right,
Right, so we have to be reasonable about how we use them, recognizing that once it's used, it's not easily put back.
Because that would be over 50% of the whole set of board funds.
right.
And
So
not more than I'm comfortable.
I think it's appropriate for us to allocate some, but not necessarily the whole chunk.
Sure. So that's what I'm asking. How much do I need to get? Because we had a couple fundraisers in mind. We were gonna do, I haven't even talked to Science Studio yet, but we were gonna do like a sweatshirt and t-shirt fundraiser where you could buy a library sweatshirt or a t-shirt. We were going to wait until August, to be honest, because part of the store was going to be if you save up 50 library bucks, you can order a t-shirt. And I kind of wanted to do it all at once. However, I'm also a little worried about waiting too long on this because the price of gas is gonna go up and then that $6,000 to get it here is going to go up faster and who knows what's gonna happen for the price of shelving itself and whatnot. So,
What is the historic, so currently, March 31st, 2026, balance 76,9. What did that look like prior to, yes, many of us, you've been here longer.
yes,
What is that? I mean, that number.
I knew you were gonna ask me that. It doesn't move that much over the course of a year. We usually bring in maybe 3,000 to 5,000 for a book sale, maybe.
What has historically, when you started, I'm just looking at inflation adjusted dollars, was that number when you started, 22,000 adjusted for inflation, 40?
No, it was like 60. 50 or 60. There has always been a lot of money. in
And I
these
think right now
accounts.
it's probably,
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I think the lowest I remember is around 50.
yeah.
So,
But shrinking.
yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's sitting there and it's not valued.
It's like 10,000 for the.
Right.
Right.
Well, yeah, but he was just saying like time value of money.
Right,
Yeah.
CDs have helped
Right,
keep it a little more stable.
Right.
That's where I don't want to get into the dollars that are allocated to CDs, because those are.
Mhm. Done well. Yes, that's kind of made up for the lack of fines and things like that, which we had funded a lot of this.
Mhm.
yeah, because the rest of it is a book sale. And it's usually, yeah, $3,000 I'd say is a safe bet on book sale, like over the course of the year with magazines and the little paperbacks and everything. And then the copy machine pays for itself, but that's about it. So the copy machine kind of comes in and then goes right back out.
You know, we kind of talked about this in the past, but I'll pretend this is for Paula's benefit, but it's for my own. other anticipated expenditures forthcoming?
Well, we have over $10,000 at the city. I've asked Shelby like 4 times what's actually in that account. I don't know, but it's got to be at least $10,000 at the city to do the furnace, if we need the furnace, to do the lights. I have another call in to another electrician, so we'll have to do the lights. But we have money at the city for that. So
Regular maintenance. on the
so
building.
regular maintenance on the building, we have a little bit of a pot of money over there. We just replaced all of the computers, so we should not need computers.
Oh, that's right, because that
Or-
came out here.
Last time,
Right.
when was the last time you replaced them?
We talked about
I think it's like 2015, right? I want to say 2015.
Decade.
that.
Or, yeah,
15 years away from that. Given decent materials like.
Right.
Time. So.
so I don't foresee any, I mean, geez, knock on wood, really, really hard. But I don't foresee anything huge. I mean, the next thing to go will probably be the air conditioners, but we do have money at the city to help at least a little bit with that.
Plus the new emergency fund, or is that what you're?
That's what I'm talking about.
10,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
What?
And that can go fast.
And the foundation has $8,000, I want to say. I want to say the library foundation has $8,000. So, I mean, that board is me and Matt and Bruce and Will. So if we wanted some of the foundation money, we could probably get someone to give us some of the foundation. I'm trying to figure out how to maybe roll, whatever, that's a whole nother discussion. But there is that money too.
How would you foresee that you being able to just squeeze?
I've never done anything like this
Never.
before in my entire life, and I don't know.
What was
I
the
mean,
question mark?
they raised, how much does he think I can raise?
Oh,
She possibly thinks she was.
Yeah.
My. What's the word, experience, so when taking kids on ecology trips.
Yeah.
I am forever amazed at the generosity of people. And for the last trip, we needed to raise 56,000 for kids.
Okay.
And we got there, I mean, parents definitely contributed, the number of meat raffle, hey, that was $7,000 on a $500 meat raffle. Wow.
Mhm.
It's
Okay.
impressive.
Mhm.
So but I would have no idea, library shelving.
I know.
No.
Puppy dog eyes.
Sometimes like a matching funds kind of thing, you know, like
Right.
the community knew the board would match whatever their donation was. That's a compelling.
Sometimes it's compelling, yeah.
Right, if they know that, you know, my $100 really is worth 200 when I give it to the library.
Mhm.
WPR.
Well, okay then, I would like to start fundraising. Um,
There's matching.
Yeah.
We can set some parameters to say,
Mhm.
we'll match this up to a level. And then perhaps the next level, and so try to drop back a little bit, saying this matching dollar for dollar here, and then see where we go from there.
yeah.
Quick question. If somebody walks into the library tomorrow and wants to, actually, let me step that question back. Donations to the library would be tax deductible, right?
Yes.
Do you have like receipt paperwork ready to go for that? Because I know that can be one thing that actually can motivate some significant donations sometimes.
Yes, we have a little form that we fill out.
Okay.
But the new deductions, a lot of people don't
Yeah.
qualify, most people don't itemize anymore, with the new standard deductions having increased so much. But it's still, like you said, though, there are still people who are looking for that. So I think that's a great idea to have that available. Yep, good
Yeah.
point, Kalen.
Thank you.
What if the board agreed on a starting, like a seed money? It's discouraging to give to a cause that has no money in it. But
Right.
if the board were to say, let's throw a couple $1,000s into that as a starting spot, and then,
City thermometer.
Yeah.
What's it gonna do?
Yeah.
So it's already got some rent in
it
it.
looks like there's some momentum behind it already. Yeah, I think that might be better than starting from zero, for sure.
So this is
Definitely.
not a motion, but for conversation. Like we would say we commit 5,000 to the project and we'll match the next 5 or 10 or something. Conceptually, okay.
Sure.
Christie, those numbers, I mean, when I'm looking at this, looking at what we have in CDs,
Mm-hmm.
it's my thoughts that there were 2 CDs broken into 30,000 and 30,000.
Yeah.
So
But I was just looking.
your 5 starting and matching the next 10, those are my numbers in my, just looking at where we're at 77.
Right,
Mhm.
yeah, if you look at the cash and this
Yeah.
checking and savings, there's roughly 15,000 in those.
No,
two, so.
3,000 of it is earmarked for summer library and Heindel. I think those are specific, but
Those are specific.
and I have on my notes on Bruce's behalf, the CD, one of those CDs expires next month.
Yes.
So if we did want to pull some of that on a
Sure.
renewal, we could have more cash available.
We could put it at 20,000 instead of 30.
Yeah,
something like
or
that.
we could put it in a shorter term and just say, okay, the shelves may not be ordered for 3 months. Can we get a 3-month CD for those designated funds maybe? But so I think cash could be available.
Is it possible to lock that shelving price in for those 3 months? So
If we
that
put some money down on it, would that help?
The terms are
So we don't
50%
have-
deposit and then balance, I was looking that up. So it's a 50% deposit to lock it in and then balance due upon substantial completion.
That's yours.
I have no idea. I mean, I wish I could tell you, I mean, hopefully a week. I
I revoke my 5,000, go for 2 weeks.
oh, right. But I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm on the Red Apple board and I am consistently blown away by the generosity of people, like when we have pancake breakfast and everything. I'm, however, a little nervous about the library. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
And I think
Hmm.
shelving is maybe the hard sale.
Sure.
I think if it was the summer reading program, things
Right.
that maybe felt more beneficial to.
Although we've gotten less money this summer for the summer reading program as well. And
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure why that is, and we sent out letters twice this year instead of just once. And so I don't know if it's just, this probably isn't the best time to be asking anybody for money,
Oh,
but I mean, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I mean, I
Yeah.
certainly don't have $10,000 to donate to the library right now.
Right.
Yeah, functional versus fun is different when you're fundraising.
Right.
But is there any way to spin it so that it incorporates the two?
Right. Or is there money that we're using for anything else that we could divert to this and now we're raising for that?
I mean, if you think that, yeah, if you think they're more excited about books, we could try to raise money for books. But otherwise, there's nothing that we really spend a significant amount of money on. I mean, I assume they'd be less excited about salary. Those are the only two things. Like that's my budget
Or
is library supplies and
or donate $50 and list the title you want us to buy in your name.
sure. And I mean, and we can.
I don't know. I just.
And we can do naming rights, we can say if you donate above $500, we'll name that piece of shelving after you. I mean, we're perfectly, I did hear though that when you do that now, it's somewhat smart to put a time limit on that.
Yeah.
So like, you can have those shelves named after you for the next 10 years, but then after that,
Yeah, 10 years is a good limit.
yeah, just because. So there's that to keep in mind.
Okay, no, I said something.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Anybody else want one?
So I guess maybe to go back to what you're asking somehow, is there any way we can start you off and get you going? I mean, seems like there's still some questions to do, but if we can propose maybe 5,000, like Chrissy said, and then go from there. It gives you some leverage to move forward.
And I can talk to Henry and
Also-
see how far he can possibly push this out for us. Just knowing that we're working on raising the money, I don't have 50% for you, if I can give you,
Okay.
just to see.
Also, with that 5,000 from the board, if we're doing a fundraising campaign now, could we do 2,500 of that as a make sure the thermometer doesn't start off at 0, and then 2,500 as matching funds?
We were actually talking, Galen,
Yeah.
like 5,000 to start off the thermometer, and additional 5 or
for
10 as matching.
Okay, perfect.
Unless you're more
Okay.
comfortable, for example, with the 25, but
Right, we haven't
No,
voted
I
on a
would,
number.
yeah.
yeah. Okay. I just thought 5 was the overall number. I had missed that in conversation,
just
but
the
no, I think
starting
a bigger number is, yeah, okay.
Yep.
Good.
Comfortable with 5 and matching, simply to be able to go out to the community and say, this is how strongly the board feels that this is a necessary,
A worthwhile
at
investment.
the moment,
Yeah.
this is
Mhm.
necessary. If you're just coming out with, hey, we've got some seed money of $2,000 and we can raise 38,000 more.
Right.
That's a much tougher sell.
Mhm.
So at least to begin with 5 and 10, gets you paid.
25? So if the public matched our 10, that would put us at 25.
Yeah.
So it's, you're 50% down.
Yeah.
And that all, and that's entirely dependent on time, like how long does that take?
Right.
So we're
Right.
we're not committing anything by just saying, hey, we're gonna approve this 5 and 10
Correct.
matching, and but there too, if we find that you raise $8,000, the well is dry, kind of starting something, but how do that finish?
Yeah,
That's a good point.
yeah, how do we finish? If, like you said, if the well runs dry, then it's either up to the board to cover the difference, or do we refund people their money? I mean, that sounds,
That's right.
Is there a way
Yeah, that
to
would,
promote it as library remodeling, and that the first step, we plan the first step to be shelving? So if we divert and decide,
Yeah.
no, we don't have enough for shelving, but we can replace all the seating, so we're gonna do that.
Right.
That we have a way, we don't have to give back the money if we label it properly,
Like,
what the
yeah.
project is. That would be really awkward. to have to
Yeah.
give back the money.
Yeah.
yeah.
Good point.
And if someone comes in and they really want those shelves, you can tell them we can work out a special for them.
Oh, yeah, if somebody wants to take. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So do we need a?
We would need a
do.
motion.
We need a motion in a second.
You wanna make that, Mark?
Before I make a note, I think one last question that I thought about. Possibly talking about putting 5,000 into our initial pot and then matching 10 with the proper description of this is going to be a library, the beginning of a library renovation, such that that's all in the sale and selling of this, right?
Right.
And so that sounds feasible to me, looking at that number of 77. really comfortable committing potentially up to 15 with the bringing that to 25, getting us to 25, getting us or more than halfway there. And then, as you said, we can, with the foundation, split between with that,
Right.
any number of those dollars, like at the end of that, that's 15,000 that we would then kind of be on the hook to get really creative to be finishing that out.
And once you get those initial donations, it seems like then you get momentum. It's just getting that start.
Especially if you have a visual,
Yeah.
talking about the chart, you know,
Mhm.
the thermometer out on the front
So-
lawn or something.
I make a motion in order that we approve an initial investment into our library renovation beginning project of $5,000 with an additional $10,000 to be earmarked for matching funds as those funds come in.
One point of clarification, do we just earmark, when we say earmark, do we just create a new column on this chart?
That's my question too.
Or like when we reinvest the CD, like $15,000 CD type of a thing for it, or
Yeah.
is that how you're visualizing that, Mark? From
Take out of that.
You know, a new row,
a new row.
a new account. We got the so there's the building maintenance and
Yeah,
improvement fund that has just under 25 in it.
So just make it a sub.
Make a new
Part of
line,
yeah.
the new account. Who?
You?
One from the taken out and stuck in the new column.
We see the numbers
So we see that
separately.
number.
It's easier to track it that way too.
Right.
Yeah.
Transfer.
Yep.
So would we put the full 15 in there,
I
or
would.
just the 5 and then?
I would put the 15 in there saying that,
Right.
hey, look at this.
Designated.
So the funds that we have designated for this. Again, the 5, and I don't know how you would break that up, but the 5 is going to just be right there, right there.
Just pending,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know how that. In my motion.
I will.
I need 2 lines, so 5,000 and then, I don't know, you figured it out, you're
I'll-
trying to get.
I'll second that rambling motion.
I will write it down inaccurately in next month's meeting minutes.
Second by Christie. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
I
Any opposed, say no. Motion is carried. Thank you all for a good discussion.
Well, we could fix that candle down for a long time.
Yeah, on that thermometer, maybe you could have a book and all the pages, you color in the pages. I don't know. I mean, it's a really thick book though. Or one that goes this way.
That might work.
Should be a library shelf.
Fill it full of books. Oh, there we go. All right.
Oh, the ideas guy over here.
Yeah. Are we ready to nominate president? Aren't.
A little.
Yeah, some of those on the shelf.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me an artsy kid to make my thermometer from. That'd be awesome. All right. My bookshelf. All right.
All right. Back to some policies. So we have policies and guidelines. And the quote here.
And that was at your request. I kind of do want to go on the record as saying, like, I just want to approve the guidelines as a policy. I understand why people don't want to do that, but I did talk to IFLIS. I mean, these little blurbs don't really protect me much. I don't know.
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Go ahead, Annie.
I have no problem with considering it as a policy. I guess I was misunderstanding the need for it last time we met, and I heard loud and clear that this is important to Becky. So I don't have an issue. I would propose we would make it a true policy.
And I know that
There's
the
a lot
law,
of,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Annie.
I was just going to say there is a lot of back and forth communication in our communities about what's appropriate and what's not. And I think to have Becky feel like we've got her back is really important. And it's not that we can't continue to have the debates about what is and isn't, but we should give her some ownership in that and stand by the policy. Just make it a policy and stand by it and be behind her. And I think that's important no matter who our librarian is.
Thank you.
Thanks, Annie.
Are these actually shorter than that?
Yes.
A little.
I got excited when I got the first email. I thought it was just 2 pages. I didn't read the rest. I didn't read the rest of this. So I'm off guard. So I will be honest. I'm off guard on this one.
Well, and it was a short month. And again, I wanted to get them to you so that you guys could see them. And I don't necessarily want to kick the can down the road. They're modeled off of 2 policies that are already being used by 2 public libraries in the state. They were taken off of a website that, you know, IFWS says, look at these and see which ones you like. And I mean, I'm never reinventing the wheel. I'm just trying to do, you know, library best practice and try to cover our bums a little bit. I did have Bryce look them over just because there was some murmuring last time that we could get in trouble for, and he said, no, they look fine. There's nothing there that gives him any pause. I understand that however much I try to say things, there will always be someone that can come in and say, well, I don't agree with that definition of that word and that usage and whatnot. And I suppose in that instance, you would just be relying on me to, I guess, trust that, yeah, that trust that, you know, my purpose is not to, yeah, my purpose is not to make anybody upset. It's not to do, I mean, we have a limited amount of display space anyways when it comes down to the display stuff. So, I don't know, the programming stuff again has nothing to do with what happens in this room. So if somebody really wanted a program that I just really thought that the library couldn't support it, they could still use this room on whatever day they wanted. It just wouldn't be sponsored by the library and we wouldn't be using our funds to do cookies and coffee and, you know, we wouldn't advertise it on our Facebook page and put it in the newspaper. So
So I'm going back to the minutes, and I found, what I found in that, in listening at last meeting was, I see Becky being apprehensive when she has to make these decisions because she's worried about, I'm sorry, I'm talking about you like this, but when you're worried about people questioning you all the time, and then you are going back and questioning yourself, okay, should I not? But the comment in here under discussion and action on programming policy, Galen Asbell says he also observed the library board being inconsistent on their support for the library director exercising the authority the board often grants her. And I just wrote there micromanaging, and I'm just like, okay, maybe we have to back off a little bit, give her a little bit of space, give her that ability to make those decisions. And then if it becomes an issue, then it comes back to the board. That's how I felt when I was reading that, and I just thought, you know, it's a big job, and it's a big job when we have somebody shooting in your face or demanding things, and she has to be able to have that mental support, knowing that, okay, I'm gonna make this decision and then I can come back to the board and we'll deal with it at that time.
Agreed.
I'm pretty sure the idea to separate it into 2 parts came from Brian, and I appreciate many things about his perspective and insight. That one caught me off guard. Um, I'm not sure it's helpful to have two separate pieces of paper that you're supposed to follow at the same time, and which one is official and which one isn't, and how do you mesh those? Well, I'm not sure how the current layout is helpful. Becky or anybody else, the only thing good maybe about having them separated out with a shorter part and a longer part is that if you were showing it to a patron and all they needed was the short part, I guess that part might be helpful. And not have to wade through all the details that don't necessarily apply to him or her. Sure. But I will be completely honest. We a lot of life days this month, and I read through the short parts, but I have not even gotten all the way through the long parts. I don't know where everybody else is. I know to delay it. I just know if we have a vote tonight, which we are certainly welcome to do not take my comments as off-putting in any way. I probably will abstain because I don't know what I'm looking at here.
Yeah.
Um,
Guidelines. Well, like what are the contentious things? Like what do you? What concerns you anyways? So
I mean, I'm not really concerned about any of it. I just want it on paper so that when someone comes in and says, hey, and I think it's pretty much, I mean, we just got an email this afternoon that some guy is trying to run around to public libraries and put a religious statue with a religious painting in a public library somewhere. And the Rice Lake librarian was like, I told them that we don't display that in public libraries. And so, we all know that the Democratic Party can't come in and put up a display that says vote for so-and-so, or they can't put up that says, so-and-so is the devil, and so but having it in writing for people that maybe don't understand that is useful. I know there are a couple,
Becky and I chatted a little bit.
yeah.
And I think the one I struggled with a bit was impartiality. As we know, that's been an issue that's been contentious in the past. So like I discussed with Becky the example of, for example, if the Price County Respect Life asked to come in and do a display, would that be acceptable? There was someone who I thought were kind of in the middle here. They are a nonprofit. They're not religious. Would that be acceptable?
And I actually slept on that and I thought about it. And I think it's acceptable if they wanted to come in and do a display about like resources for new moms. Like if they wanted to come in and do I don't know that I would put up, it says that we're not going to put up anything that's one side of the issue. So like if they literally wanted to do a display on pro-life, the other side of this display would be all of the arguments for pro-choice and where anybody could get an abortion. And I think at that point, everybody would just say, this is a wash, we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that we're covered in not as they can't do a display because of the type of group that they are, but they can't do a display because of the types of things that we do not display in the library.
So then we're going back to evaluating content.
Sure.
Which I think puts you in a sticky spot. I wouldn't want to be in your shoes if I'm being honest. I wouldn't want it. And that's where I guess I kind of go back to and I don't know how much community display there is. So this is speaking, I've heard so many people in the community, oh, I love that display. Oh, I hated that display. And it's easier to offend than appease, it seems. So I guess I'm still back to my former mindset of, aside from the glass display case, the rest of it is for library, government use, end of story. I think it would, I'm not trying to run away from conflicts, but I think it would eliminate a lot of conflicts.
Does this embolden somebody when you push all of this detail into this just because I deal with students every day. Rules.
Yeah, they look for it.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's that faction, people that would look at all this, so as I'm the most comfortable saying, you have a job, I trust the job that you're doing, what makes you most comfortable with the word.
Because, and I'm not going to speak for you, Becky, but I think one time we said, we'll give you all the power, and you're like, don't do that.
Well, the problem with that is that, so I do not expect this group to say that to me and then have someone come here in front of us and have you actually say to them, we gave the library director that power. We're not discussing this. We aren't going to have a vote, because historically that is not what has happened. So that is my hesitance when it comes to you saying, you do it, you decide.
In other words, we have to have your back.
Right.
And I understand that.
And so, and that is why. I mean, if you all told me right now that that is actually what your answer would be, regardless of who the person was standing in front of you, that you said that the library director is it, and if they come before the board is going to say it is the library director's decision. Great. Handle that. I will take on whatever. They can yell at me on Facebook. Like, none of that is even, but again, that is not what has happened historically. I've come with library best practices. I've come with our policies, and they have not been upheld. So that is why.
And is that, do you think, due to different interpretations from you and board members?
Possibly, but I think that it has more to do with, the fact that there are members of this board have literally sat in this room and said that they do not care what the American Library Association says. I come to you with a letter from the DPI and from IFLIS that says that this is library best practice, and you don't agree with it. So that's that. And then we vote on it, and half of us are fine with doing, I mean, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I do not want to be the only library in the IFLIS system doing anything, to be honest. I don't need to put a spotlight like that on myself. I try not to be the first library in the system to buy any book that looks weird, just because, and
like
the stress of that is crazy as it is. But at the same time, I mean, you wanted someone, or the board that hired me 19 years ago wanted someone with a master's degree and an education in library science from an accredited ALA institution. I go to continuing education to keep that up. I have to do 500 hours over 5 years, 100 hours over 5 years. I have to do 20 hours a year. So I mean, I'm keeping up with library practices. I'm keeping up with, I'm writing my policies in accordance. There's not a single policy that I write that IFLIS isn't looking over, that I'm not taking from somewhere else. So, I mean, and yes, I know that they're hefty, and yes, you have a great point. Like, yes, if I give this to, I can think of a couple of people who, if I give this to them, they're gonna go home and they're gonna say, well, what if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? What if this? What if? I mean, honestly,
I would like to be able to say.
I mean,
Sorry, get on for a second.
no, go please.
You said
Sure.
19 years, and coming on the tail end of some of the more controversial things in the past. I think you've done an extraordinary job.
Thank you.
I trust you implicitly with the decisions that are to be made. Somehow we've come through those times. Don't necessarily want to see them back.
Right.
So these kinds of things, knowing that type of person, yeah, I think as a board, we personally opinion need to just be able to say, yes, we have your back 100%. In 20, sorry, project forward. In 20 years of experience. Would merit that level. Personally.
In all this time, Becky, have we had any particular complaints about the glass display cabinet or the, let's say, unexpected complaints? Something that you didn't see coming or didn't have a way to handle? No.
Are we making a lot of it?
I really thought that I was just gonna pick these up and I tried to pick the simplest ones, and I know that they don't look simple, but again, I wanted to cover everything because my thought is what's the point of coming up with a policy if we're not gonna cover everything anyways? Because like if we were to approve one of these shorter ones, that's great, but that just seems like kicking the can down the road because then the first time that there is an issue, I don't have anything to fall back on. And so then it would be coming before you guys. And honestly, like if you made this up to me, like if you just approve this little thing on page 21, we might not hear a whisper of this for the next 10 years. And that would be amazing and that would be great. But somebody could also come in 6 months. And if they did, I would be back in front of you saying, okay, now we have to approve what's on page 22 to 24 because we didn't before. And
But what
Yeah.
are you looking for, Becky? Are you looking for either page 21?
yes, I do not think we need both. I really don't. Yeah, I don't think we need both. I do want you guys to know that if you approve the short ones on 21 and 25, then you know the last little thing on there is I shall establish specific procedures. I will probably use the rest of it to inform those procedures, just because it seems.
So why couldn't we just do the whole total and then just if 10 years happen with nothing or 5 years happen with nothing? We come back and say, okay, let's just go back to the 1 page or whatever. I mean, it gives you a little bit of credibility for what you're feeling.
Okay.
Or not.
But I would love for you guys just to approve the complete ones, and if that means that we need another month to go through and talk about language, let's do it. Let's talk about the, like, just approve the actual policies. So you'll approve the guidelines as policies. It's what I would really love for you to do. And again, they're in place with other libraries, whatnot. And I understand that this probably does mean that there's going to be a very large conversation next week about wording, or next month about wording and whatnot.
And honestly,
But really,
if the board wants to approve the longer ones and I abstain or something, I am okay with that. I don't need to discuss it for 6 months. If the board approves, the board approves. That's you know, we're a board and not a
Not
person.
people.
right.
Yes, they're not gonna stop.
And
people.
honestly, the people that say I want to see your policy, if you hand them a long one, great. I mean, if they don't
That's
see your
true.
policy,
Yeah.
then have it all laid out. I mean,
I found over the time that all those complaints and all this nitpicking and everything, they really don't want. They don't wanna hear the real facts. They just want to,
For what they want.
yeah, and hope, you know. the
and
policy-
kind of upset you and work
Yeah.
at you. Sorry.
Yeah, my one thought on this, and that I've been holding on to for a minute, but is just that, yeah, I think I lean in favor of the longer documents as well, just because I think that anybody who's going to argue with you about any of these things, they would do it with the shorter document or the longer document, or both. But there is somebody who, or at least I can imagine somebody in the middle who like might see the shorter document and might read that really quickly and say like they're not even trying to be fair at all here, and like that really frustrates me that my voice is being silenced in this unfair manner. But if they saw the longer document, they could say like, okay, I disagree with your decision, but at least, you've put some thought into this, or like this longer document gives me an idea for a different way that I could accomplish what I'm trying to do that like wasn't what I came in here with, but something that's implied in like one of the like things that is allowed in the policy. So yeah, that's just the thought that I've been holding on to for like 2 minutes.
All right, I am going to push us along a little bit here. If you need more time, please stop me. But at this point, I feel we're probably ready to entertain a motion if someone is ready to make one.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Paula makes a motion to
Accept the policies that we have in.
the longer
The
version
longer version. Yes.
of both documents. Okay. So Paula makes a motion to accept the longer versions of both policies. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Becky Steinbach is the second. Do we have a need of further discussion? Then all in favor, say aye.
All right.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. All right, motions.
I had to abstain for the same reason. I hadn't finished reading them, so
Okay, so it's 2 abstentions, Galen.
just for the
Good.
record.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, for noting that. I'll make sure that gets reflected. And
I will say one quick thing, Becky. I did notice the photography publicity part on the back. The publicity part, I think is good. The photography part, there are reasons people for security purposes don't want their pictures. So either we need to put a little blurb when people sign up that their photographs may be taken and used.
Sure.
Or we need, I think that's probably the safest thing, so that if they're signing up for a policy, for a event, they can
They'll
decide
have a sign
what to
up.
do about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Chris, obviously, if somebody comes up to us and asks us not to take their picture, we're
Right.
not.
Maybe if you just have a little.
Yeah.
If somebody,
Okay.
I mean,
Something to allow people to opt out of that.
opt out, yes.
That's,
Okay.
Right, that's a pretty big safety issue.
it's an implied, yes,
But they're not informed about it unless we state it somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, you could have a little.
Have a sign in the
Sign.
form that says, don't take my picture. All right,
Yeah.
got it.
Can I make a suggestion on the signage? So,
Yeah.
so now that it's passed, the displayer has to put that context. Could we just as a board pre-print that and have it for everybody?
We can do
Okay, I would,
What page are you on?
22 is the first one I saw. It says the displayer has to put that up, but I think we could pre-do that for everybody.
I'm just gonna take off provided by the displayer. So I'm just gonna say all this.
Laminations.
Have clear signage explaining the contents of the
I
display.
think programming has something like that too. I don't remember where. So,
I, yeah,
Okay.
because we can laminate and make it look pretty.
uh,
Yeah, that's helpful too.
I have a quick thought on the photography and publicity thing. I think the idea of having a waiver at like a please don't photograph me is a good one, but I think that should have language saying the library will try not to photograph you in a public event. If a crowd is moving around, I could imagine somebody like might show up in the background of a picture or something like that, and it might be really hard for the library staff to keep track of like who is and who isn't okay to photograph. And at the end of the day, it's my understanding, and somebody please correct me if I'm wrong, but like you have a legal right to photograph anything or anyone who's in a public space. So there's not like any law that we would need to worry about violating there. I think also it would be a courteous and smart decision to prominently post everywhere that library tends to take photographs or like videos of our events and like make sure that people are aware of that and so they can choose. Yeah.
To see your attendance at this event, especially provides approval of photographs being
Yeah.
used for library.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'll have Bryce help me.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Information.
We help
But
pay for him. We're
Just that
stupid.
people are informed, yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't read a lot of it, but that
Yeah.
part I noticed because we run into issues and events that we.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you all for a good discussion and progress there. New business, we are looking at May bills. Anything in particular we should know about? Should that be?
No, although I looked them over 3 times because Bruce is not here. And so there is still the slightest chance that Shelby will find something wrong. So if there are any corrections, I will make them next month. And the top portion is not done. I just did not have time to get the city numbers in there this month. So when you're looking at those, we are definitely not only at 20% for salaries and blah, blah, blah. So just,
So Becky
Please
just
just
call
notice
a
that.
heads up about what we're
Oh,
looking
sure.
at.
okay, so at the very top, the first couple lines, all the way through the utilities line. So salaries, payroll tax, health insurance, retirement, and utilities are a month behind usually. These are 2 months behind because I don't actually see those bills. So the city just pays those and then gives me the report of what they were. So those numbers always look a little bit behind. And then starting below that are all of the bills that I do actually see that Bruce looks over, that I put into the spreadsheet every month that come from the credit cards, from the staff and myself, and anywhere we're billing. The reason that contract services is almost completely gone is because the biggest thing in there is our moored maintenance agreement. So it's what we pay to be part of IFLIS, and they bill us in like February. So so that's the only number that you might be like, oh my goodness, it's okay. We're used to seeing that every year. And then operating supplies is, so that total under operating supplies is what we give the city, but then we break that into all of the things that I buy at the library. So it's broken down into the book budgets and the AV budgets and video games and all the rest of the things that you see there. And then underneath that, at the very bottom, you also see the capital fund. That is a line item on our budget, and the property insurance as well. And that property insurance line is with the city too. So that's another little part and it only goes through twice a year, I think. And I tend not to worry about it unless Shelby tells me that I need to. And then on page 31 is the tracking of monies that come out of those accounts that we were looking at. So anytime we get a donation, I give you guys the money, and then the copier. Oh, and I didn't count copier money. Where's my copier money? We're gonna have to double check the money's going in. I'm sorry, you guys. Bruce wasn't here. Anyways, but so that's everything that's coming out or going in from the board, as well as anything that we might give to the city. So I do bill 2 other counties because we have enough Price County people there to make over $100. And we decided that oh geez, I think even before Jenny was on the board, that if for some reason, we didn't have enough money at Ashland to get at least 100, then I don't bill them. And that's just based on the numbers on the annual report and how many people use it. But the last couple of years we actually have. And I billed Ashland and the other one, I think it might be Rusk. Yeah. Yeah. So I billed them again for next year too, which is nice. Yeah. So did that
The
make-
sheet, page 31,
yeah.
not part of our city and county budgeted money. This is board controlled money. So the money in the accounts on page 7, this big sheet that goes sideways, those monies are used to handle these. The ins and the outs get added and subtracted from that.
And the entire summer library program is funded through donations. So that is why you see all of that SLP stuff coming out from the board. It has never been part of our normal budget, which if our budget ever goes up, that might change. But for now, we're still managing to cover it just with donations. Yeah.
Thank you.
How significant is did you see? Similar library program,
I mean,
2 letters going out,
they were probably about $500 down. And we usually do it for about $2,000. I mean, our program isn't super expensive. We usually bring in one big person and then have one big party, kind of. And, speakers and stuff are anywhere from 300 to 500. And we try to share performers so that we get a cut on their gas and whatnot. Yeah, it was a little Linda's a little worried about it, and I told her not to worry about it because I have such a fantastic board that if for some reason we go over budget by a couple $100, I'm sure, I mean, building project withstanding, I would think that it would be easy for me to convince you guys to help the kids.
Well, especially if expenses go over.
Right.
People are participating.
Right.
Yeah.
That's an entirely different.
So,
Yeah.
and we did actually, so we used to just be able to send a letter to the phone company. And this year they made us go on their website
Yep.
and fill out their application. And we asked for $1,000 because we were like, well, if we're filling out this form, we should ask because it's going to corporate. I don't know, maybe we shouldn't have done that, but I thought was maybe they would just send us 300 instead if they didn't want to give us 1,000. I don't know what their, well, no, we haven't heard anything. So we did, so there might still be $1,000 coming from the phone company.
Or do we not qualify as an organization?
I will check with Quick Trip. I don't ask them to do that stuff because it is a headache and a half. And it is in the back of my mind to ask Quick Trip as well. And I work on another board with a guy who works at Forward Bank. And he's going to be my first call about this building fund thing because he's going to help me out. I know he is. But I was going to double check with her and see if they haven't given us anything either, because I'll just ask Steve how to
Because they
ask.
give like food vouchers, so you could get
Yeah.
cookies and grapes and, you know, healthy snacks. to
Okay.
avoid allergy.
At Quick Trip.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
that's what they're super great.
I will look into Quick Trip because I don't think we've tried to do that yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are looking for a motion to approve above and below the line, which would be the budgeted as well as the board expenses.
Ask a few questions first.
Yeah, sure.
There's a few things I don't recognize.
Yep.
On page 30, under maintenance and supplies, Dave Tate letters?
Oh, when you leave, you need to look at the side of my building because those brass letters that have been up there forever, he resurfaced them for me. So you can
okay.
actually read the Phillips Public Library that's on the side of the building.
Okay.
He did a really nice job. They look
Oh, all
amazing.
right.
And he said that, you know, if they look bad within the next year, he'll come back and touch them up. And then after that, he'll give us a discount if we have him do it again
Okay.
ever. But
Sounds good. And then the My Price County, is that a one-time or is that like an annual subscription or is that a promotion for the
that's
summer program?
that's an annual
Annual?
subscription.
Okay.
She posts all of our events. We send
Right.
her our event flyers. And then that also includes a certain number of advertisements. And so
Okay.
I know that when I was hiring last year, I was able to run the wanted ads through there.
Good, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was a one-time or a
Yeah.
annual thing.
One time.
Okay, and then
Annual, rather.
annual, and then the APG is
That's
that
our subscription to the local paper.
for $561?
Yes.
You guys are that expensive?
We don't get a break. We don't get a break
Because-
on anything.
Because
Why is my,
readers.
oh, library gets a different price.
Get a different for the.
I can't buy it and donate it to you for 100?
If you want,
You get one copy?
no, we do get one copy. Is it that much? I did used to just stop.
I'm like a-
picking up
I'm like-
Journal Sentinel every morning on my way here.
I'm like 100, I think it went up and I think I'm 125.
Can you give it to us like by Friday morning? Because we have people that come in.
Oh,
on
no, I read
Thursday.
it and chop mine up.
I just meant, will you be done with it like the day you get it? Because people do really come in on Thursdays and say they want to see the most recent copy.
I mean, is that, I mean, can we look for a sponsor for that? Like a private sponsor? Or it's $400, or is that skirting it? I mean, I don't,
Oh.
I just thought, I didn't,
That, okay, the mentality behind it is
Sure.
that it's preventing multiple subscriptions by
Okay.
having it at the library.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
sure. No, that's fine. I just presumed it was some advertising.
No, it is not from advertising.
Yeah, I mean, I get the digital version, which is, I think, cheaper, but I don't even
I
know.
think technically we get a login for the digital version and
Yeah.
I've used it, but I have never figured out a good way to disperse that amongst
No.
patrons. So I just kind of use it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So yeah.
okay. No, thank you for that explanation. All right,
The above the line is 3804.29 and below is 415.09.
That's what I'm seeing.
I'll make that motion.
all right.
Okay, motion is made by
Jeff.
Jeff to approve the bill, seconded by Becky Steinbach. All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Opposed, say no. Motion is carried.
And I'm gonna have you sign this before you leave, Jenny, because
Yes.
Bruce is.
Don't let me walk out.
Yes, all right.
All right, election of officers. So we have, let me get the back of my page here. President, vice president, treasurer, and secretaries. And we already know that treasurer is not willing to return.
Bruce is the current.
Bruce is the current treasurer. I'm the current president, Christy is the current VP, and Galen online is our current secretary. I am also not planning to be the president this coming year, not because I don't love being involved, but I have some major family life things coming up and just anticipate timing being an issue with some graduations and weddings and things.
I was gonna say, who's getting married? That's actually my friend.
Good stuff, okay.
So at this point, I'm gonna take a break from that, but would be happy to come back to a position at some time in the future, should the board so choose. So I'm looking for nominations for president.
Before you do that, you guys should know that the duties of the president are running the meeting, and I also send the agenda to Jenny before I send it out to you guys, just to look it over. And so you need to be aware the week before the meeting that I'm going to email you, and you need to get back to me and tell me that it looks okay.
Yes, because that needs to be a quick turnaround. She's a little desperate if we miss those.
Yeah. I only called Christian once in the last year.
Out of town.
It's okay.
All right. So yes, those are the official regular duties of the president, to run the meeting and to approve the agenda prior to its going out to the board and being posted.
Yes. And the treasurer meets with me before the meeting. I give them the bills. Sue used to sit here and look at them over, but Bruce just takes a big envelope and he goes home and he marks, you mark the invoices and you make sure that all the numbers are right. And then you count the money and make sure that the money's counted right. And then you make the deposit at the bank and the bank will tell you if the
Why are
money.
you looking at me?
Does anybody else
No, face that way.
Yes, that's the duties of the treasurer. The duties of the vice president are obviously to fill in when the president isn't here. And also to do my review, which we are not doing until
Man, it's
January.
organized to be.
Yeah.
Right, to organize the review.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Organize, proctor,
And to make sure it gets filed properly.
right. And then the secretary does actually do our minutes. We don't have a nice little person that types for us like the school in Iflis. So Kayla does actually transcribe everything.
Yes.
Hey, I'm a nice little person.
You are a nice little person. I just meant when you're secretary at Iflis, you literally just take roll and they do all the minutes for you. And I'm just like, oh, that's a cushy one.
All right, we know how to rough it in the Northwoods.
Yeah.
Any questions about any of those particular duties before we accept nominations?
One
Okay,
point
then.
of order, real quick question. Can somebody be multiple officers at the same time, or can you only do one at a time?
According to our bylaws, we can hold only one office at a time.
Okay.
Thank
Way
you.
to know that.
How many positions would you like, Galen?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I think I'm good right now.
Oh, shoot.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, she's online, but.
Mark, how do you feel about being president?
School. More than I can do, in that case. Through school, really, this is great. I'm treasuring of other things, and school.
It's just fine.
Wonder if Mark Brisk gave it.
I was just gonna say,
He won't.
he's always a 10.
No?
He,
Oh, okay.
when I've approached Mark about things in the past, his attitude is that he is here on behalf of the city.
That's true.
Oh,
To,
yeah, right.
to benefit the city and to protect the city And this is his niche to do that. So he's really not interested in a leadership position beyond that connecting.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That was so much school.
Yes,
to
be fair. To be fair, that is Mark's core reason for being with us as well.
You pick which one you want me to be. When Bruce mentioned it last month, treasurer, I've given it some thought and I had agreed to run for treasurer. But now that the president's open, you guys decide which one you want me to be, if either.
Jeff, just listening to your grasp of these numbers, and I think that is a vastly more intensive.
It is. It's yeah.
It is.
Actually,
More
the
time outside of me.
secretary and Galen, are you willing to stay on as treasurer? Or are you
As secretary.
secretary? Sorry,
You're trying to trick him.
I'm not. I'm not.
So I guess right now, she's open, I mean, it's actually open for nominations for president.
Technically, we could take nominations for any role at this point. They all kind of connect to each other and you can't run for more than one at a time. So it is sort of a puzzle to put
I
together.
did notice that it mentions a nominating committee in here.
What?
Oh, this, I think.
Oh, that's Becky. I was like, I can't.
Oh my
I would
gosh.
love to, but I am not allowed
It's
to.
so much time already.
She was president for a while.
Just to respond to the question, I was asked, I would be willing to stay on as secretary, if nobody else is interested in the position. If somebody else is interested in the position, I would also be okay with relinquishing it. But yeah, it's a little bit of work every month. But yeah, I'd be willing to keep doing it.
If we told you you could shorten things up, would that make it easier?
It's technically.
You can tell me all you want, but I might be constitutionally incapable of that.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm a one-page minute girl.
I really appreciate this actually because I
Me
know that
too.
we're recording them, but like there have been times where I've had to go just through and look at it. Yeah, I know. Are you not willing to do president?
When's your review?
I don't really.
In January, right?
I will-
That is-
I have to pass if it's January. My January is the worst month of the
No,
year for
are
me.
you willing to be president?
But if I have to conduct your review in January, I'm saying no.
But the VP.
It's vice president.
I'm the
that does
VP.
it.
Oh, are you asking me to be VP or P?
No,
Oh,
unless somebody else
no.
wants to be president.
No P.
Nobody else wants to be president. Annie, do you know how to run a meeting? Are you willing to be president? That really is kind of the biggest thing.
My biggest issue is just the number of times that I have to sometimes be online, and it's really hard to hear. So I would worry about the technology piece of that. But if it weren't for that, I would feel more comfortable. So
Gotcha.
I think it's the kind of thing, if no one is willing to do it, I can probably find a way, but I do travel for work and whatnot. So it makes it trickier.
Do you think Bruce would be willing to be president? If I asked Bruce and he said no, then we could have Annie try to do it.
Indicated no.
Oh,
Okay, so
He said the
we're-
only rule, I did ask him, and he said the only role he was interested in was VP.
Okay.
And even that, he'd rather not. But
There's a lot of not ifs.
No, really.
So I would be willing to stay on as president with the understanding that I will definitely have to, I can't guarantee I'll be here for every meeting. In the past, I've really taken that seriously and I hate to miss if I'm supposed to be running it, but I know I will miss at least a couple of times.
That's why there's a vice.
That's why there's a VP.
Only a couple?
not me.
At least a couple.
Some levity, you can find a way to retire.
But you would no longer feel the same
No, that's right.
position.
Yeah.
You'd be tired, Bert.
You don't, I mean, you just started. Do you feel comfortable doing any of this?
That's how I end up
Vice chair of the county board,
I know,
which moves me as vice chair as executive.
right?
I'm vice chair of admin. I'm the chair of the Health and Human Services Board. Those are standing committees. Now I'm on Council on Aging.
She wrote these down.
I found library, I'm on this one, the library, I'm on ADRC. I just was voted in for chair of the opioid ad hoc. I think I have to say no.
But you know what, though, is
It sounds like she did say no.
I'm in charge
Dang
of
it.
county library board right now, though. I can just make this happy for a year. I'm just joking. I'm totally.
You know.
I think you need to retire more than Mark.
Yeah.
A lot of working people.
I
On board,
Yeah.
and I'm retired, I'm willing to do some of these things, I just didn't expect all of these things. But, wow, so.
Okay.
I have to.
So I understand Jenny's hesitation because when I commit to something, you wanna be
Yeah,
commit fully.
but I think we
But
can
I
give
think
you
at
some
this point,
grace and
I
it'd
think
be
we
good.
understand your personal position and I'm going to nominate Jenny for it.
Okay.
That's a good
Are you willing to be? I was confused, I guess,
Yeah.
about what you were
Yeah.
saying. Okay.
I would actually like to step down from VP
Okay.
because of the timing of the reviews. In January is for PATH, it's our two biggest fundraisers, mock trial and swim season. And my year of end stuff for the office. So
So we gotta.
December is and January my least favorite months of the year. So I'm going to, I enjoy it and I'd be happy to fill in, but that component makes me less excited.
Can we do all these in one motion?
We can.
Okay, so I would make a motion that we,
Becky, how about you? You want to be VP?
I want, Annie, would you be comfortable with VP?
I was gonna say you.
Yeah.
This one.
I would be willing to.
Okay. Annie's willing to be VP. I heard her say it.
I know the two of
Did
you
she?
will be
She did.
busy and have things. And if there's a month that neither of you can meet on that day, then we need to look at a different day or whatever. But
Right.
between the two of you, hopefully we could.
Yeah.
So is there
So our
nothing
ballot.
in here to?
So
let's see what
pass
happens.
the ballot, Jeff. Do everything. Oh, but you're on there.
So I
Slate of
nominate
candidates.
Jenny for president, Annie for VP, Jeff for treasurer, and Galen for secretary.
Unless Galen wants a break, in which case I think Christy would be willing to do.
I would maybe do secretary, but it would not be, mine would be like a 1-page. It's a one and done.
Galen, do you want a break or are you happy to do what you're doing?
I'm happy to keep being secretary.
Great.
The smile on her.
I know. That's the right answer, Galen.
Yeah, I will serve with a smile.
All right, so
Second.
I would make a motion to cast a unanimous ballot for all those positions. So go to the nominations and cast a unanimous ballot for Jenny, Annie, Jeff, and
Galen.
for the positions that they.
So Jenny for president, Annie for vice president, Jeff for treasurer, and Galen for secretary. And we need a second to close the nominations and cast a ballot.
Say it out loud.
Seconded by Mark. All in favor, say aye.
I
Say no. And motion is carried.
Thank you all.
Thank you all for your hard work tonight. All we need to do is tell me if you have anything pressing for the next meeting.
the CD renewal.
Yes.
Right.
And thermometer idea. I don't even know if it's not really an agenda idea, but
Yes, please. Whoever you think would do a good job. I'm gonna put it right above that bench. There's a naked spot right there.
As according to his report, the CD expires June 27th.
yep.
Yes.
So it's
So which has a bearing on our next thing to do is set date and time for the next meeting, which needs to be definitely before the 27th. That's when the CD expires.
I mean, I'm okay on the 25th. Music in the Park hasn't started yet until July, right?
Right.
So we're good. So the last Thursday of the month is okay with
do we
me?
have a president or a vice president who can attend?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Okay,
And
but
that's when you're having your carnival. You're gonna be-
kids at summer camp?
I'm gonna be just fine.
Okay.
I do way less the day of the meeting than like the 3 days moving up to it.
25th
Maybe I'll have some sun.
I may not. It's my hubby's birthday.
2.5 hours, I will have. Carnival just goes till 2:30.
I would look at it.
So Paula, did anyone tell you our meetings are typically the last Thursday of each month is our
Yeah.
normal schedule?
Yes,
So
so anything else is an exception.
and then we review it every month just to
Yeah.
need to adjust it.
Great.
At 5:05,
Yes, please.
and you
5:05.
want it here, Becky?
Yes.
Okay.
Here at the library in the meeting room. And we are adjourned.
Yay.
6:54.
54.
Thanks all. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Have a good.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, I have.
Elon.